What up, boys? It's Gaz, and welcome to the WARFRAME video. So today we're going to be doing another one of those "Will this weapon be good in the Kuva version?" videos, because I actually really liked the one from yesterday. We'll be talking about the Kuva Hek today, and how it actually might be one of the best shotguns in the game once it actually comes out. We're going to go over the Vaykor Hek currently, and we'll talk about how the Hek actually has some things going for it that the Tsar did not have, which gives me higher hopes for when it actually gets that Kuva variant with the customizable elements and all that kind of stuff. So before we get into it, make sure you are following the channel and all that stuff to make sure you're up to date on what's going on with the channel. 5 videos a week. Alright, so the Vaykor Hek, the normal Hek, and the Kuva Hek, all over the place. So basically, if you don't know what the Hek is, it is basically the weapon that you graduate from using, like the Mark I Paris, the Mark I Bratton, whatever, into the normal Hek. It's a shotgun that you can get an MR4, and for an MR4 weapon, this is going to be one of your best bets. It hits really hard. The other stats don't really matter, as it just has a good amount of damage, and this will definitely carry you through the star chart with a somewhat decent build. Something you definitely want to keep in mind when you are getting this shotgun at a lower level is that if you can possibly get your hands on the augment mod this thing has from the Syndicate, I believe they're the Steel Meridian, the Scattered Justice mod. This will work on the normal Hek, not on the Vaykor Hek. It's going to give you 200% multi-shot, giving you a bunch more pellets or bullets whenever you fire. It also has a built-in effect called Justice. That Justice effect is why this mod does not work on the Vaykor Hek. The Vaykor Hek comes from the Syndicate and has the Justice effect built in. That's DE's explanation, at least. So the way I'm looking at it is once we get the Kuva Hek, this Scattered Justice mod should work on the Kuva Hek, making it actually looking better than it probably would without that mod. 200% multi-shot is definitely worth a mod slot, and, you know, this thing hits relatively hard, the Vaykor Hek, so if they bump up that base damage some more, maybe buff some of the other stats a good amount, maybe reduce that reload by a good chunk, because, like, I'll tell you right now, the reload is one of the biggest problems with this weapon. It might be a pretty nasty shotgun. There's definitely some more problems with shotguns, but we'll get to those in a couple minutes here. So, yeah, let's go over the Vaykor Hek real quick, though. This thing is Master Rank 12 required, so it's a pretty high-level weapon. And honestly, like I said, this thing has the built-in Justice effect. What Justice will do is it's actually going to make it where, I believe it's like a explosion of healing you and giving you armor. Let me just quickly check that. So the weapons that will have this are going to be the Syndicate weapons for the Steel Meridian. All enemies within 25 meters will take a 1,000 damage blast and reduce enemy accuracy by 30% for 60 seconds. The player will recover 25% of their maximum health, and your base armor is increased by 15% for 30 seconds. So I guess it's kind of okay for someone like Sevagoth or someone like a Naros, where you're going to be like lifesteal, healing, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe pretty good on Lavos, but that will trigger once the XP bar fills up. And see this little icon down here, the Steel Meridian icon. Once that's filled up, it will make that explosion of blast damage and increase armor and all that kind of stuff. So let's just quickly show the Vaykor Hek against these heavy gunners. Hopefully we don't die. We might die. Shoot to get our life steal back. And this is with a Riven mod. And as you can see, it takes about 3 shots to kill these level 180 heavy gunners. When we're going all for headshots when they're slowed down from the Sevagoth Gloom ability. This is with a Riven, with crit chance and fire rate. So not a huge DPS increase, honestly. But enough that it's actually going to make it where our crits are more consistent. Because shotgun crit mods are not exactly the strongest. We've got a primed Ravage, but the crit chance mods for shotguns are pretty terrible, to be honest. Blunderbuss, I believe, is 90% crit chance. And just for comparison's sake, the rifle version, Point Strike, is 150%, which is a lot more for one mod slot. So if you're going to want consistent crits, you're going to need to go for Laser Sight, which will require a headshot for increased crit chance. I believe it's only while aiming, too. So really not a great mod for like everyday mission play. Pretty good in the Simulacrum, to be fair. But yeah, overall, you're probably going to want a Riven mod on the Vaykor Hek for that increased crit chance. And we're using a Corrosive and Heat build. I've tried the 100 Munitions build. I really don't think it's good enough, honestly, because of the crit consistency. And since it's a pellet-based weapon, the more crit chance you get, the more consistent the 100 Munitions procs will be. With this build, now keep in mind these mods are not maxed out. It'd be like a couple, like I think like 20% more crit damage and like 20% more normal damage. It's not going to make a huge difference, but Yeah, this thing takes a lot of Forma too. Like this is a 5 Forma build, not even fully maxed out. There's no Exilus mod over here. You could throw on Vigilance Supplies right there. The other options aren't really that great. I guess this thing does have a bit of recoil, to be honest. Like, ironically, once the Stabilizer mod for shotguns comes out, if you want to waste Steel Essence on it, you could probably put that in that slot right there. But Vigilance Supplies will give you more DPS because it will increase your crits to orange crits sometimes. Yeah, we've got a crit and corrosive and heat build right here. The viral is going to work fine too. All you need to do for viral is switch that out and put the viral mod in that top slot. You could definitely go with a 60-60 if you want more status chance, as it has okay status chance. But I'd say probably go with like maybe Prime Chilling Grasp for more damage, or you know, the normal Chilling Grasp if you don't want to Forma for Prime Chilling Grasp. That's ridiculous amounts of Forma on this thing. So yeah, with this Riven, we have a 57% crit chance. Just to show, like, Blunderbuss is a weak mod. I mean, like, this Riven with 3 dot dispo has higher stats than Blunderbuss. So, if we were to put that on there, it'd be 80%. Let's start going over the buffs I would hope for on the Kuva Vaykor Hek, or whatever it's called, the Kuva Hek. Comparing it to other Kuva shotguns. So let's just look. We have the Dragoon, which is going to be, it's kind of like a flak launcher, I guess, but it is technically a shotgun. This thing, the Dragoon is probably one of the worst Kuva weapons in my opinion. It can work, but yeah. You know, this thing is already probably better than the Vaykor, the Kuva Hek. So, or rather, the Vaykor Hek's better than the Kuva Dragoon already. So, I don't think we really need to compete with that one. The more things we should be competing with is this Kuva Kohm right here. Now, let's just start off with saying the Kuva Kohm is probably one of the best shotguns in the game, but it serves a different purpose than I think the Kuva Hek will serve. This Kuva Kohm is like a status monster, an absolute status monster. As you can see with this build, the status chance Riven, 287% status chance. Like, that's ridiculous. I know, like, it goes down over time, and that might be a display issue a little bit, but since we've shown it before on other videos, like the dog stat stick video, this thing puts out so much status chance, it's actually hilarious. As you can see right there, like, I mean, it shreds through, and, like, you're going to need to compete with this. Like, the video on, the Kuva Tsar, and you compete with the Brahma. This is its competition. You can use your time farming out a Kuva Hek, or you can spend your time farming out a Kuva Kohm, and the Kuva Kohm is nasty, honestly. Like, let's use the Sevagoth debuff. I mean, sure, hilarious. It just shreds, dude. And like, this isn't even like a full status build. It's got some crit mods in there too. It's got to compete with that. So like, that's really a high bar to set. But I do think that serving a different purpose, the Kuva Hek will be more of like just like a boomstick, pretty much. Like you fired at an enemy, hoping they would die. If it's not in the steel path, they'll probably die in like 2 hits at most. So let's just pause these guys. Now, keep in mind, I'm just doing heavy gunners right now. Like, they're just heavy units you don't always fight. But we're gonna have some gameplay in here of a sortie. I feel like the video from yesterday about the Kuva Tsar was not totally fair to the Tsar as we were on the steel path, and primaries in general just are crappy on the steel path. But I'm just saying, like, for a weapon that has so much hype around it, like, I've been wanting a Kuva Tsar for a long time, competing with the Brahma is definitely something they need to keep in mind, because, man, I use the Brahma a lot, and I don't use the Hek that much, but I do think the Hek will potentially be a overall better pick than the Kuva Tsar will be. Just comparison's sake. Like, you don't need to use the Kuva Kohm in every situation, but the Brahma is useful in almost every situation. That's the thing. And like I said, on the Tsar, you're gonna be paying a lot for that convenience of having the up close shotgun mode versus the explosion probably not being as strong as the Brahma. For the Hek versus the Kohm, you'll be paying off. Basically, you're going to be sacrificing the crazy full auto, like shredding status chance stuff for a like a quick, like, it's a semi-auto weapon for sure. Like, that's going to be taking one enemy out at a time, which we all know is not really the meta of the game at all right now. So they're going to need to do something really nice to buff this thing. I'm saying, like, honestly, make it a full crit shotgun. Like, make it compete with the Corinth Prime. Let me check how much the Corinth Prime has crit chance-wise. Make it have higher stats, honestly. So the Corinth Prime has 30% crit chance and a 2.8 multiplier. I'd say let's make the, honestly, make the Kuva Hek have a 50% crit chance. Would that even be OP? It wouldn't, honestly. As we are shown right there, Blunderbuss is a weak mod, like stats-wise. And the thing about the Kuva Hek as well is, like, it has okay Rivens right now in the Vaykor version. When the Kuva version comes out, those Rivens are going to be 0.5 disposition. My Riven might not even be worth... It might be weaker than Blunderbuss when it comes out, unless I really want that fire rate. It will most likely have lower stats than Blunderbuss when it comes out. So you're going to be forced to use Blunderbuss or Laser Sight. And Laser Sight makes you jump through some hoops to even get that effect off. So I'd say giving the Kuva Hek 50% crit chance would not be a big deal at all. Make it like actually a crit shotgun. Because like with all those pellets, you're not even proccing that much stats anyway, to be honest. So I'd say 50% crit chance, maybe like a 3x multiplier. Like, make it when you fired at something, they are going to die. Like, that is what we should be looking at for these new Kuva weapons, these 2021 Kuva weapons. They are not allowed to be just like forgettable. They cannot be a Kuva Dragoon. They cannot be, whatever other forgettable Kuva weapons there are. Like the Kuva Dubba Stub. I like the Kuva Dubba Stub, or Twin Stub, whatever it's actually called. But like that's one of the ones you just never actually think about. You're like, oh yeah, dude, the Kuva Nukor, the Kuva Brahma, the Kuva Kohm, the Kuva Shieldeg. Like, weapons like that are the ones you always are thinking about. These new ones, the Kuva Hek, the Kuva Tsar, and the Kuva Grattler, those are not allowed to be forgettable like those ones. They are not. They have to be standout good weapons, because they already have like decent. The Vaykor Hek is already a decent weapon. If it's going to be the third version of the Hek, it needs to prove itself that it needs to exist, in my opinion. So that's why I'm hoping they really push up those stats. I'll probably go with either a heat or a toxin roll. Although if it is a crit weapon, the radiation roll will probably be pretty good as well. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for the video, guys. For Riven stats, I'd say it's always safe to go for multi-shot on these 0.5 dispo weapons, because like I said, they're probably going to nerf. Or rather, they're definitely going to have 0.5 dispo Rivens out the bat. That will be weaker than Blunderbuss. Like, I'm pretty sure about that. So you can probably not go for crit chance. Your best bet's going to be multi-shot. Anything besides that is use it at your own risk, is basically how I'm going to put it. Because they decided to make the Rivens weaker at launch. That's just something that we have to deal with now. And the only stats that really matter for a 0.5 dispo weapon are usually multi-shot, to be honest, unfortunately. So... yep, we'll see. We'll have to see how they end up buffing primaries this year. Hopefully, they said they were going to try to do that, and we haven't had word on that in a while. So I'm really hoping that comes up, because, I mean, they can make these weapons stand out and stuff, but if the weapons are just not even comparable to melee, what's even the point? So as you can see right here, like this napalm right here, this is my Riven build. I mean, it took like an entire magazine, and look at how terrible that reload speed is. So yeah, I'd say buff the crit stats a bunch, buff the reload speed. And then, of course, like a little bit of a base damage increase would be nice, too. With the additional 60% elemental bonus from being a Kuva weapon, it should be a pretty nasty gun with all those things stacked up. Because, like I said, a lot of these shotgun mods are pretty weak. Like, even the shotgun fire rate mod, the corrupted one, it has the exact same stats as the non-corrupted one. Like, I feel like they just forgot the corrupted shotgun fire rate mod existed, honestly. So, yeah, and not to mention the corrupted crit chance mod for shotguns. That did not get buffed, unlike the... I believe it's called Hollow Point or something like that, and Critical Delay. Those got buffed. Those are for rifles and for pistols. Those got buffed, and they're the crit chance versions. The shotgun one didn't get touched. I really feel like DE might be afraid of crit shotguns. Maybe they could make this an experiment. If they're so afraid of crit shotguns, hey, the Kuva Hek, the normal Hek is what every like new player wants to use, because it's strong for that MR. Make the Kuva Hek the thing that they strive to upgrade towards. It's an extremely powerful one-hit kill gun at most levels that you'll be playing normally. That could be a good carrot on a stick to get to that high-level content and do the Kuva Lich fights that I'm sure DE wants people to do. All right, guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. I'll talk to you next time, and yeah, take it easy. Peace.